Well, hey, kids, parents, if you've tuned into this one is for the kids. I have got to continue the journey activity that I want to do with you this week, and it's a story called Fred the Forgiven. So get ready to hear a bit of a story, and then we're going to interact with it a little bit as we do it. Now, if you were out here on Saturday, or if you saw our video on Sunday, you know in our kids' church experience this week, we had a main point that God provides forgiveness when we ask for it. Now, all of us probably know what to do when we mess up. We kind of know that we're supposed to apologize and ask for forgiveness. The difficult thing is actually doing that. And then, we might wonder, well, what happened? What's the worst that can happen if we don't do that? If we don't ask for forgiveness, what's the big deal? So I want to share a story with you about a dude named Fred. And Fred is having a hard time because he doesn't know how to apologize or to ask for forgiveness. That's kind of big, right? Sometimes people say you should apologize and ask for forgiveness, but we don't know what words to say. So this is going to help you out if you ever get stuck like that. Now, Fred is going to come to some situations where he should apologize. And I'm going to say Fred didn't know what to do. And you're going to have a thing that I want you to say at home, and it's this: apologize and ask for forgiveness. So when I say Fred didn't know what to do, you're going to say apologize and ask for forgiveness. And then I'm going to ask you how Fred could back up his apology with action, and then I just want you to blurt it out. We're all old, right? I know that I can't actually hear you on the video, but have some fun with this at home. Shout it out. If you've got a brother or sister or parent there, shout it to them. Here we go, Fred the Forgiven. Now, Fred had some great friends. They were named Percival, Violet, Aaron, and Charlotte. Fred was at Charlotte's house watching a movie, and Charlotte asked Fred if he wanted some soda. Sure, Fred said. Do you have cherry soda? Sure I do, said Charlotte. It's my favorite. I'll be right back. And Charlotte paused the movie, and she went to the kitchen. And Fred stared at the TV and wondered what was about to happen. It was like right at a cliffhanger. So he picked up the remote, and he started the movie again. And Charlotte came back and set down Fred's soda. Oh, there was only one cherry flavor left, Charlotte said, but hey, you started the movie while I was gone. She looked pretty upset. And Fred paused the movie. Yeah, that last scene was hilarious. One guy totally flops down in the mud. And Fred flopped on the couch to show Charlotte what happened. And when he did that, his foot kicked out, hit the cherry soda that Charlotte just set down for him. The can flipped, landed on the floor. Cherry soda splattered on the TV, gushed out of the can onto the carpet. Fred was still laughing from the scene of the movie, but he stopped when he saw how angry Charlotte was. Fred! Charlotte yelled. And Fred looked at Charlotte, and then at the TV, and then at the soda splattered and soaking into the carpet, and he realized that Charlotte had given him her last cherry soda when it was her favorite, and he realized he had selfishly kept watching the movie while she was out of the room, and then he had been really just trying to be wacky, kicked over the soda, acting out the part of the movie she missed. Fred didn't know what to do. And you should be saying, apologize and ask for forgiveness. What would Fred say to apologize? He could just say, I'm sorry I didn't wait for you. I'm sorry I spilled the soda. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, right? And what should Fred do to back up his apology with action? Yeah, Fred should help clean up the mess. He should rewind the movie, and boom. I don't think Charlotte would be mad at him anymore. All right, let's go to the next part of the story. Charlotte ran back to the kitchen. She grabbed a towel, and she started trying to clean up the soda. And Fred said, I guess we could watch the rest of the movie later. And Charlotte glared at him, angry. Bye, Charlotte, Fred mumbled. And he left. Thanks for the soda. What a ding-a-ling. Fred left Charlotte's house and walked to the park. Fred thought, well, at least I can still have Percival, Violet, and Aaron for friends. And Percival, Violet, and Aaron were there at the park. Now, we need a fourth person to play football, Fred, said Aaron. Be on my team. We can't lose. Now, Fred joined the group to play some football. Aaron was a quarterback. Fred was a receiver. Huh! Shouted Aaron, and Fred ran as fast as he could towards the goal line while Percival covered him. Violet had to count down from 5 before she could try to blitz and tackle Aaron. When I get to 1, I'm going to bury you, Aaron. 5, 4, 3. Well, Fred ran faster as Violet counted down, and Aaron threw a long pass just as Violet tackled him. And Fred and Percival both jumped for the ball. Fred caught it, but when he came down his elbow, it smashed Percival in the face, and they both tumbled to the ground. Touchdown! Yelled Aaron. Aaron got up and ran down to Fred. I told you we couldn't lose, and he helped Fred up. Violet went to Percival. Are you okay? She asked. Fred sat up, and his nose was bleeding. His face was bruised. Yeah, I can keep playing, guys, Percival said as he stood up. But then he couldn't keep his balance, and Aaron and Violet helped hold him up. Fred looked at his friend's face. He knew that he'd hurt Percival, but Fred didn't know what to say. And you should be saying, apologize and ask for forgiveness. Now, what should Fred say to apologize? It's pretty simple. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Because even though it was an accident, he was not trying to hurt him. He was just trying to catch the ball. He still hurt him, and he should still apologize for that. And what should Fred do to back up his apology? Well, obviously, he needs to help take care of his friend, right? He's got to help maybe get him home safely, because it sounds like Percival, maybe he's got a little concussion going on. Maybe he should, take his shirt and put it on his nose and soak up some of the blood. He's got to help his friend, right? Well, it's 7-0, your ball, Fred said. Kick off from that end. What? Fred pointed to the other end of the park, and Violet looked really angry. I ought to pound you, Fred, said Violet. Aaron looked at Fred and shook his head. That's totally uncool, man. What's wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with him, actually. Aaron and Violet helped Percival walk home, and Fred, well, he went to his house. And when Fred got there, his mom was waiting for him. Young man, she said, you have a lot of explaining to do. Did you eat an ice cream bar before you left the house today? Well, yeah, said Fred. I always have an ice cream bar on Saturday. Ooh, that sounds like a good plan. But you don't always leave the freezer door open. When I came home this afternoon, all the ice and the ice cream and the food in the freezer had melted and ruined. I looked for you, and I called some of your friends to see where you were. I found out what happened at Charlotte's house, and I found out what happened to poor Percival at the park. What is wrong with you today? And Fred thought about all the things that he had done wrong that day. I know I messed up a lot today. I guess Charlotte, Percival, Violet, and Aaron, I guess they won't be my friends anymore. And now you're angry with me too. When things like this happen, I just don't know what to say. And you should be saying, apologize and ask for forgiveness. So what should Fred say to apologize? He just has to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't close the freezer door. I didn't mean to leave it open. It was an accident. He didn't purposely do it, but there's consequences to that, and he should still apologize. And what should Fred do to back up his apology? He should help clean up the water that leaked. He should maybe go back to Charlotte's and help her with the soda. He could help clean up the ice cream. There's a lot that he could do to show that he's sorry and not just say that he's sorry. Fred, said Fred's mom, when you've done something wrong or hurt someone, you should always apologize and ask them to forgive you. If you would apologize to your friends and ask them to forgive you, I'm sure they would have done it. And when you don't even apologize, you're hurting your friends again. Now, what do you have to say to me? I'm sorry, Mom, Fred said. I didn't mean to leave the freezer open. Will you forgive me? I forgive you, honey, said Fred's mom. You can put your apology into action by helping me mop the floor, but before you do that, you need to get on the phone and apologize to your friends. I'll do that, said Fred. And while you're at it, ask them to come over for a cookout. Your dad is going to cook up all the meat that thawed when the freezer got left open. I hope this story has a happy ending. Do you think that when Fred calls his friends, do you think they'll forgive him? Yeah, I think they will. If those were his friends, even if he delayed his apology, they're going to appreciate hearing him say that he's sorry and asking them for forgiveness. That's why it's important to apologize. God wants us to apologize when we sin against him. And he wants us to show others what our relationship with God is like. So when we hurt someone else's feelings, we should apologize to them too. It really does. Fred's mom is right. It hurts people's feelings more when we don't apologize for them. Kids, whenever you do something wrong, you make a mistake, you hurt someone, you should apologize. You should ask for forgiveness, and you should put your apology into action to show people that it is sincere. I hope you like the story of Fred the Forgiven today, and I hope it reminds you that not only does God provide forgiveness when we ask for it, but that we need to take that and put it into action in our lives by asking for forgiveness when we hurt other people as well. Bye-bye, everybody.